This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another sports catastrophe on this date. And on this day, September 30th, 1972, 50 years ago, baby, when this is being recorded, Roberto Clemente did something that people didn't think he was going to do, and that's get to 3,000 career hits. It's a cold, dreary Pittsburgh afternoon. 13,000 fans fill Three Rivers Stadium, and I say that loosely, filling Three Rivers Stadium, as the New York Mets, who were okay but weren't really a superstar team that they were 3 years ago, took on the Pittsburgh Pirates, who had easily clinched the NL East. So anyway, the Pittsburgh Pirates clinched the East. And so their next mission would be to get Mr. Clemente 3,000 hits. Lots of people said he couldn't get to 3,000 hits, but he did. The Mets sent Wayne Mrs. Garrett at third base, Ken Boswell at second base, John Milner in left, Rusty Stubb, who should have stayed in Expo, in right field, Ed Kranepool at first base, Jim Fregosi at short, yeah, the guy that they could mortgage Nolan Ryan for, Dave Shenak at center, Duffy Dyer, you're despicable, at catcher, and John Matlock at pitcher. Well, Matlock, yes we do. Pirates said Chuck Gogan at second base in place of Bill Mazeroski. Rennie Stinnett still played. He played center field. He had the 7 hits in one game. In 1935, Roberto Clemente batted third. Cleanup was Willie Stargell, Pops at first base, Richie Sisk at left field, Manny Sanguillen catches Jose Pagan at third, Jackie Hernandez at short, and Doc Ellis, he had the curlers in his hair, at pitcher. So anyway, the Mets went easily. Clemente looked for number 3,000 against Matlock. After Goggins singled and Stinnett hit a ground ball double play, Clemente whiffed on a 1-2 pitch. Mets did nothing. The Pirates did nothing. Nothing happened. So after Rennie Stinnett grounded out in the bottom of the third, that meant that Clemente was next. Would bat leadoff in the 4th inning. After a 1-2-3 inning by Doc Ellis, Matlock was worried, but he knew he could do it. If you watch the YouTube clip about Clemente's 3,000 hits, you see that Pittsburgh scoreboard saying that he has tied Honus Wagner for most games by a Pittsburgh Pirate. And that's legendary. Honus Wagner was a legend. Clemente took a pitch and hit it to the left field gap, which bounced against the fence, meaning that's a hit, no matter how you slice it. He got a double, and Clemente was well remembered for it. Clemente would then score on an RBI single by Sanguillen. Pittsburgh would score 2 more runs in the bottom of the 4th after Jackie Hernandez hit a triple to score Sick and Sanguillen. The Pirates would add a pair of runs as Sanguillen reached on a ground ball, which got both Stargell and Sisk across the plate. The final score was 5-0. Surprisingly, the Pirates didn't get Doc Ellis to play the whole game, which was kind of weird. But it didn't matter. Clemente got his 3,000 hit, and that's all that mattered. It was illustrious getting to 3,000 hits. It's a lot harder nowadays, but still, it was like frantic. So anyway, Pittsburgh knew they were facing Cincy in the NLCS with a trip to the World Series on the line. And how did the Pittsburgh Pirates do in the 1972 postseason? Well, I'll tell you. In Game 1 at Three Rivers, they crushed Cincy 5-1. Steve Blass took care of Don Gollett, and Steve Blass still had his control. In Game 2, Cincy came back to win 5-3 thanks to Tom Hall's pitching. Bob Moose, who was a starter, the Pittsburgh starter, gave up 5 straight hits for the game. Pittsburgh would then go to Cincy and win 3-2 in Game 3, thanks to an RBI grounded by Manny Sankia. Bruce Kyson beat Clay Carroll, and Pittsburgh looked like they were going to the World Series. Unfortunately, they only scored 2 hits off of Russ Grimsley, who would later get 20 wins with the Expos in '78. Pittsburgh was fuming at themselves. They couldn't do it. Doc Ellis fumbled. And Roberto Clemente was the only guy to get hits off Russ Grimsley. But then came Game 5 on October 11th, 1972. Pittsburgh were 3 outs away from knocking down the Reds and going to the World Series against probably Oakland or Detroit. I don't remember. I know they went to a 5th and deciding game themselves, but I can't remember if that was after October 11th or was that the same day. I think it was the same day. I can't remember. Anyway, Game 5 was memorable. Rain actually postponed the start till 4:30. And Pittsburgh took a pair of RBIs by Richie Hebner and Dave Cash. Rose got one back for Cincy, but Pittsburgh got a hit from Cash. Cesar Geronimo hit a homer in the 5th to make it 3-2 Pirates. And then it was the bottom of the 9th. Dave Giusti, the closer, gave up a 1-2 pitch to Johnny Bench over the fence for a home run. Tony Perez singled, and George Foster came in to pinch run. Dennis Mankey singled. Foster got the second. With a 2-0 count, Giusti was replaced with Bob Moose. Fortunately, he got Geronimo to fly out. Foster got to third base, but thankfully, Moose got Darrell Chaney to pop out. So that meant that he was Moose was 1 out away from tying the game. From having the fact that they'd go to extra innings. Unfortunately, he threw a wild pitch to Hal McRae, getting Foster with the winning run. Since he got to the World Series, would face the Oakland A's in the finals, but unfortunately, Oakland would win a memorable 7-game series. Gene Tenace had any win? In fact, it was the second time a postseason series ended on a wild pitch. The other time was the 1927 World Series when the Pirates got swept by the Yankees, but Game 4 was the end of a wild pitch. Bob Moose would not let that down. Now, contrary to popular belief, Bob Moose did not kill himself. He just died in an auto accident, but still, it was tragic. And a tragic way for Clemente's career to end, because subsequently he got killed in that plane crash over Nicaragua as he was trying to get supplies to the country of Nicaragua, and he was lost at sea. Not a good ending, don't you think? That's just sad. So Clemente never got more than 3,000 hits in his career. He didn't have a chance because, he perished. It was so sad. Very sad. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.